What's up, everybody, and welcome to Touching Tornadoes. My name is Conrad, and how are you, buddy? Today is the 28th of October, 2025, and I am looking for the right page to open here. I'm currently Bipolar 1 still on this day as I was yesterday, and this is my daily mood journal. Gotta open that thing. I put it on the screen for you guys so you could go through it with me maybe. I didn't understand how to do a mood journal, and so I started creating these, and I thought the best way to make sure that I do it is, do it live. And so the hard thing is I've been trying to get the live stream connected. I hope that it is. And yesterday I was going to record it. I'm just getting my feet wet again, getting my feet back in the game of is everything set up right? Is everything coming through correctly? I'm definitely making it too difficult. I always am doing that. So I wanted to have this thing here on the screen for you, but it says I'm live streaming. Everything is good. We'll see. We'll keep that over here. I'm going to open up this. And so, yeah, I decided that I wanted to start doing the mood journal that is suggested by all my therapists and all the books that I read about being bipolar. And when I sit down to write this kind of stuff, it's just different. So I've been doing podcasts for a very long time. I think that podcasts are something that have helped me. It's kind of like my own therapy. I need to get a lot of this stuff out, even if it's just whatever built up in there somewhere. And so I was thinking that maybe this could be a way to do that. So we'll try today. And the stream and the podcast and all that stuff will get better as this is really only day 2 of sitting in a completely new studio. It's in my house, in my basement, but I'm using my son's PC. I'm using a different streaming software. I don't know if that's the best way to do this, but we'll try to figure it out together, as always. So, like I did yesterday, and like we need to do, got to do our gratitude check-in. List 1 to 3 things that you're grateful for today. This is on our gratitude check-in here. Let's see. We got... No. Gratitude check-in. What are we grateful for? Let's stop what we're doing and think about that. If I get 3, I'm going to lump my family. You got to I wake up, and the people that I have around me are the best people. So I'm grateful for the family. Dog. I went to the YMCA today and did my exercise. And so I'm grateful for the time to be able to do that. This post, I'm really just getting out of my manic episode, and I'm trying to do all the stuff that you've got to do in order not to go deep into a depression. So exercise is one of those things. And so here I am being grateful for that. Grateful for the exercise today. And number 3, the ability to exercise, because that's one of the things, when you just go outside and do your run, it's easy. Not that running's easy, but there's no thinking involved. There's no interacting with other humans. You just get on the street, put your headphones in, and do your best to zone out and just start running. But when you go to the YMCA, you can see people. And so there's a few noticeable people who have physical disabilities. And one lady is missing an arm, and another fella's in in a walking device kind of deal. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, yeah, running every day, like a commitment to that does really suck, but it's okay. I mean, in comparison to what these people are going through, it's okay to run every day, and it's hard and it's not a fun commitment, and I understand that I'm doing it for more than just my physical health at this point. I'm fighting the side effects of some of the heavy medication that I'm on, which include a weight gain, and so I'm trying my best not to succumb to that. Even though I don't know about you guys, but dude, I get like these weird hunger uh, things, man. I just can't stop eating sometimes and it's I know it has to do with the medication, but and it's also like a coping thing too. Like get all nervous and I get that burning nerves into my stomach and feel like I better just eat, get something to eat. Maybe the eating will quench the fire that I feel inside my tummy of shame or guilt or whatever it is that I'm feeling at that time. My brain makes me feel all those feelings, just like you, I'm sure. So, anyways, I'm grateful that I got my arms and my legs, and they all seem to be working the way that I tell them to work at the moment. I'm grateful that I'm not in mania. I feel like I'm okay right now. I'm grateful for my wife and kids, and I'm grateful for, the time to exercise. I'm grateful that I got to go do that. So those are my gratitude check-ins. Oop, there you go. So let's get to the mood journal, everybody. Yeah, let's get to the mood journal. All right. The mood journal has been recommended in all kinds of deals. So meaning like when you go to therapy, they're gonna be like, you got a journal, you got a mood journal, especially for somebody that's going through mania or been through mania. I think that this could help. I hope, but you got to be honest with yourself as you're answering the questions, and that's why I decided to do it. Like I'm doing it, so I can be honest with myself. My mood level 1 to 10. I give my mood a 5 today. It's still cloudy and rainy. I'm not, even though I'm doing this, and this is part of like one of my goals to get done today, it's like one of the biggest ones. Sometimes it's that people be like, well, that's all you did today. It's like, well, no, I did all kinds of stuff today, but I wasn't able to contribute maybe in a lot of the ways that other people can contribute. The weather affects my job and it affects my mood, and with all that's happened over the past few months, and I'm still coming down from the most severe manic episode I've had, and I'm trying to just grit my teeth knowing what I'm falling into. um yeah, my mood's a 5, dude. That's good. 5 out of 10, 50%. I'm all right. It's not a 10. Okay. I'm not making, I feel, like if you're not making money, you're wasting time. That's all I feel all the time. And I don't make very much money. And so I feel like I've wasted everybody's time. I feel like I've let people down, you know, that, that messes with my mood. So shit. I can see what I'm doing on this, but I can't see what I'm doing on. Surely everything's working right. It's confusing. All right. So mood's a 5 and everything's working great. and if it's not, we're still doing that thing. Let's see. Let me pull energy level. What's my energy level today? It is 5 also probably. I maybe 6. No. I don't have that oomph still. That's still missing. A lot of times you don't want to even scratch on that thing. If you've been completely out of your mind before, if you've been completely manic before, answering that question honestly is like everybody is holding their breath. Hey, what's your energy level? And you're like, 10. Oh, shit. Look out. Um, so 5 is probably a good place for me to be. Sleep quality and hours. Last night, fell asleep again early. Took my meds. Um, and I take a Depakote at night, and everybody takes different medications. And if it works for me, and if it does, you know what I mean. Don't take my advice on what medications to take. That's silly. I'm just a guy that takes them. So listen to somebody that doesn't, or do, or whatever. I'm just saying. For me, it makes me tired, and I went to bed. I mean, I went and laid down 7:30 or so, and slept pretty well until we got up. I thought we were going to go do our morning exercise, so we still got up at like the 5 o'clock time. But then I went and relaxed on the sofa for a minute till about 6 a.m. and then got up. So if we're going to count that hours there, we're just going to go with 8 o'clock as like when I fell asleep. And it might have been a little later. But be like 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like 9.5 hours of pretty good sleep. My appetite, I'm very hungry. I'm hungry right now. I've been probably overeating, not drinking enough water for sure. Main emotions today, dude, yesterday I felt that panicky feeling all day. But today, no, just my main emotion is trying to be calm, like getting myself back to calm, whether it be from a little panicky feeling I get inside of me, just getting back to calm. Triggers, if known. Family is a big trigger for my episodes, and so I'd say that my sister called and is having some relationship troubles, and that that kind of deal can be tough on me. So not really. I mean, I talked her through it, but you try to be empathetic and really think about what you can say to help. So sometimes I feel like I maybe let all that stuff. I try not to right now. I didn't try. That's what I'm doing right now, is getting it off me. But you feel bad for that person. So that's a kind of a trigger. What's helping this, doing this, getting it out of my stomach, the exercise this morning. I plan on, after the show, going upstairs, and I have a kind of just a room that I can go lay on a bed, and I have a mood light, and turn on that mood light and hopefully get a little bit of a better mood going on. But the goal or the focus for today was committing to this, doing the show, and getting my exercise, and then I'm going to go to my in-laws and work on my truck for a couple hours. So that's it. That's the mood journal. That's what we got to do. That's what they say. Do that every day. See, it didn't take us long. I had a couple more things because sometimes people don't understand. But I mention mania often, and I realize that it's possible that not everybody understands what exactly mania is in comparison to hypomania. And so I'll just remind you if you do know and, teach you if you don't that mania, full blown manic episode, is a period of extremely elevated mood, energy, or irritability that lasts at least, um, oh, lasts at least 7 days is what it's supposed to say. I got cut off. Oh, this stupid thing. Remove this. That lasts at least a week or requires hospitalization. Often includes racing thoughts, inflated confidence, impulsive decisions, and little need for sleep. Hypomania is a milder form of mania lasting for at least 4 days. It brings increased energy, creativity, or focus, but does not cause severe impairment or psychosis. So, hypomania is like what I feel most people are even describing as manic sometimes, when it's not. And sometimes I think people are just getting away with being hypomanic for years. You know, maybe it's riding that. I think that's what happened to me. But mania is a different animal, and for me it does bring psychosis, and that has gotten worse each episode. So thankfully, at least right now, I feel that I'm on the right medications and the right path. All right, guys, I got this one too. How compassion. So I wanted to do the gratitude check-ins. Gratitude. Do a mood journal. Mood journal. Um, an educational segment. Mania versus hypomania, and then we're able to rewire our brains, and people know that and say that a lot now, at least in the communities that I'm a part of. I don't think I ever heard people, I've heard people like change your mindset or attitude is everything before that. But anyways, this question, I was thinking about compassion earlier, so I thought possibly we could talk about it. Practicing compassion has measurable effects on the brain. It increases activity in areas tied to positive emotions and connection, while reducing reactivity in distress circuits like the amygdala. Amygdala. Compassion helps us approach. Compassion helps people be nice to people who can't pronounce amygdala. It helps us approach suffering with calm awareness instead of overwhelm. So some of the findings that they found, and I tried to get people, that were cited sources, collected compassion training activities, the medial orbital frontal cortex and ventral striatum, areas linked to reward and affiliation. So a 2-week compassion meditation increased altruistic behavior and strengthened the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex and nucleus accumbens. So it literally reshaping the brain, like the physical brain can change just by practicing compassion meditation. Compassion training reduced amygdala activation when viewing suffering, showing a calmer emotional response. And why this matters, compassion practice doesn't just help us feel better, it reshapes how our brain responds to pain, both our own and others. For me, it's part of recovery, shifting from judgment to curiosity and to care. So, what are we reflecting on here with learning that I was just more you have to be able to be compassionate to yourself before you can be compassionate to others, I think. If you can't show yourself compassion, like if you're mad at yourself for something that you did, then you're always going to be holding that for others. So if you can learn to forgive yourself for stuff and have compassion towards yourself and practice it, meaning like, I guess what they used was meditation, maybe setting an intention of focusing on literally like healing some part of your memory, like a memory that makes you shudder, have a little compassion for yourself. And maybe that will rewire your brain to approach others. I think I'm a pretty compassionate fella, but I don't think I ever learned how to practice it on myself. I think that that's something that I'm still struggling with. So, and until you can practice it on yourself, you don't, sometimes you want it from others. So as I learn to practice it on myself and like accept my diagnosis and accept my mania and all that stuff, I wonder if it's like now I'm wanting it more from others. So maybe it's dangerous too. All right, we're going to close with affirmations, and that's going to get out of here, guys. So, affirmations. I am learning to understand my moods, not fear them. Every emotion I feel is information, not failure. Balance isn't perfect, it's progress. I am grateful for the awareness I have today, and compassion connects me to others and rewires my healing brain. So, that's it. That's the show. That's the Daily Mood Journal for today, October 28th, 2025. Subscribe here on YouTube if you want to watch and follow along with the journal. I'm sure I'll get to the point where you guys can just like print these out somehow or attach the file somewhere. This is being recorded, so if you're listening to this on one of your podcast apps, sorry, I have been doing everything on YouTube. So get over to YouTube. You might have missed some stuff on the Touching Tornadoes Life with a Bipolar Mind. Is it Life with a Bipolar Mind or Life with a Bipolar Brain? I forget. Touching Tornadoes, Bipolar, we'll find it. And yeah, don't let your meatloaf. I sure did one time. And have an okay day. Be good to yourself.